Welcome back to another episode of my Seattle Mariners franchise here on MLB The Show 25, where we are finished off our second World Series title run here, beating the Diamondbacks in 6 games, with 5 of them being by 1 score. Scored 3 runs on Corbin Burns in the first 2 innings. We were able to hold off the Diamondbacks in their comeback bid. We are officially ready for the postseason. We can do quick stats for, let's see, for just the lineup, guys. Kind of take a glance up there at the top left. We have Brandon Lau was the playoff MVP. Had a really spectacular run through that. And then J.P. Crawford was the World Series MVP. He had a great run there in the World Series after a very slow start to the playoffs. The playoffs, again, as you continue to look at the stats there at the proper spot, did come with some bad caveats. So Adrian Ramirez got hurt. He's going to be fine to start off next year. Broke his hand. Was having a really good playoff run. Obviously, Rookie of the Year at 19 years old. Already up to an 80 overall. Really looks like a future really good player for us. But more importantly, Bryce Miller tore his labrum. It's a 6+ month injury. I believe the way this game works is that, if you get hurt this year, you come back next year, you'll be fully healthy. Torn labrum, based on the information that I'm seeing, for somebody that's an athlete that's really, like a pitcher would be, it is pretty much a year. And with this happening, game 1 of the World Series, I'm going to operate under the standpoint that Bryce Miller is not going to be playing for us next year, unfortunately. Doesn't say whether or not it's just throwing or whatever, but I'm going to assume that it is. So that is our ace. That is the guy that was the 2026 Cy Young winner. He is a back-to-back All-Star. Finished second for the Cy Young this year as a 28-year-old. That is $20 million on the books next year that is not, going to be available to us. And it's going to take away from a chance for us to kind of fill in the spot around him. This comes at a bad time. Logan Gilbert. We have a contract discussion that we're going to have to eventually make for him. I think we're going to get priced out of him. Luis Castillo, contract year. What are the odds that we bring him back? He was really up and down this year. Brian Wu, a guy that we signed to an extension, was not great this year. A 4.04 ERA, was not good in the postseason. Really worrisome opportunity here. Now, I think Emerson Hancock is a guy that I feel comfortable with how he pitched in the regular season this year, how he looked in AAA, how he was coming in out of the bullpen in the playoffs. I think Hancock probably has one of the rotation spots filled, but you're still looking at 2 that we have to fill. J.R. Peterson is an 18-year-old, obviously not high potential. Michael Silva is a 19-year-old, not high potential. Don't like where Silva's hits per 9 and pitching cluster at, as far as him pitching at the major league level. And for Peterson, he probably would be fine, but it's a 3-pitch mix. There's not a lot of future upside to him. I think he would be okay, but that walk per 9 with most, the majority of our games being a simulation is a little worrisome. Gary Valencia is 22. The stats are in a good spot. He's a very high potential guy, pretty much right in the same line as them. He's been really good in the minor leagues here over these past 2 years. I mean, maybe we could think about that, but I would like to get another year of him at the minor league level, try to get him into that high 70 range. That way he's more in like this Emerson Hancock range of an overall is what I would like to do. So we'll have to see how things look. But we are ready to simulate to the offseason. That's kind of where my mind is at. Our GM contract is up. Obviously, we are going to continue to sign with them. We're good on that. So I need a new first base coach. That is it. Qualifying offers, view retired players. Spencer Turnbull. Let's see. Clayton Kershaw should make the Hall of Fame. Michael Lorenzen, Nathan Eovaldi, Jacob deGrom retires. Had a bunch of regression this year, but was one of the best strikeout pitchers in baseball still. Andrew Heaney, Paul Goldschmidt. I bet he didn't even play. Yeah, did not play at all. Was dreadful in 2026. Was pretty subpar in 2025. Maybe he gets into the Hall of Fame, though. He should be close. He got a lot of accolades about him, so maybe he does get in. Let's see. Nick Ahmed, Brian Anderson, Nick Anderson. Juan Brito. 26, yeah, that's bad. Chris Bryant retires. Crazy the fall off, man. Was one of my favorite players in the league at one point in time. Looks like that might pretty much be our high-end guys. Kevin Gausman, Aaron Hicks, still available. Jose Iglesias. And I might be missing a player or two here as I'm kind of going through quickly. Craig Kimbrell, Seth Lugo, Steven Matz, Sean Newcomb, Austin Nola. Thought it was Aaron Nola there for a second. Willie Pena. Thinking about Willie Mo Pena, I was like, wait, he's been gone. Todd Singleton, Will Smith, the pitcher though. Marcus Stroman retires down to a 69 overall. Makes sense. Travis D'Arnaud. All right. Clayton Kershaw is our only Hall of Famer in this class. Obviously one of the greatest pitchers of all time. And yeah, we are going to start off with trying to get a first base coach. +2, let's see. +2 reaction, +2 speed, +2 stealing. That's a solid one. +3 speed, good lord. I think the blocking one I would be okay with. +2 reaction, +2 speed, yeah. We'll make him an offer. See if we can bring him on in. Exclusive free agent negotiations. Let's see what we have got here. And obviously we are trying to operate under not trying to, I don't even know what our budget is. So our available budget to spend is $200 million. That shows how much money has actually come off the books here. Okay, so I think let's start off Randy Arozarena. Great year. Got him for $20 million last year. Let's offer him $20 million again. He was outstanding this year, easily the best he's been in this series. And he was pretty good in 2026. But it's hit between 26 or 27 home runs here in this 3-year stretch. Had a really good year. Did not get to 20 stolen bases, but an 847 OPS, 33. This is probably about the time for regression for him. Jesse Winker, another solid year. I like what he does for us. Let's see. I think we definitely want to. Gabe Spire was outstanding this year. Maybe was not great in the in the playoffs. I think we can give him 2 for. I think 2 for. Let's just make it even. 2 for 12. Try to bring him in. Now let's see what else we got here. We got Trent Thornton. Was really good for us 2 out of these 3 years coming off of a solid season. He's 34. I think 1 year for 4 is perfectly reasonable for him. Luis Rengifo. What does Rengifo want? Rengifo was not great for us in year 1. Was much better in year 2. As far as his consistency, right? He had a big finish in 2026, but was really consistent all throughout 2027. What does he want? For 1 year, looking for $12 million. Okay, let's maybe come back to that. Winker, what does he want? $13 to $14 million. He is an outstanding hitter. If he wouldn't have dealt with injuries, you are looking at a massive season for him. Increases OPS by 100. Arguably the best, one of the best years of his career. I mean, we're talking about 2020, 2021, like that level of production out of him. But he's a DH only for me. Too slow. The defense is too bad. He's a DH only, and that can kind of hurt for sure. Then we have the pitchers. So Logan Gilbert wants $30 million a year over 6 years. Luis Castillo wants a 1-year deal at $20 million. I think for the pitchers, we're going to see what free agency looks like. And I have no problem. Like, I think we can absolutely add Gilbert to this. I don't think I really have much of a problem. For the money, I think it's more the years. Like, if we wanted to back this up to 4, you're looking at having to offer him 32. Even if we did 5, I think that's a relatively decent offer. That would give us a really good number 2 behind George Kirby. But maybe we just see what this looks like, see what free agency looks like, and go from there, I think. Because it's a lot of money to throw around. And, we got $20 million tied up to Bryce Miller we're not going to be able to use. Could have $20 million here to Arozarena. Let's kind of see what we maybe have coming down the docket. So we looked at pitchers. If we didn't go with Rengifo, that would be fine. Cole Young, I think, can play shortstop or second. Lau can really only play first base. So I think I want to look at this as Cal Raleigh at catcher. I would like to look at Ramirez at first base. Brandon Lau at second. So we'd have to figure out something at third. J.P. Crawford's entrenched there at short. Arroyo probably not ready, just not ready with the bat. Cole Young is getting close to kind of getting out of that prospect realm. I just worry about how much he would hit at the major league level. Say we bring back Arozarena, that's him in left. Let's say we don't bring back Winker. So that will leave us Arozarena, Julio. Burleson would probably end up playing first, with Ramirez playing in the outfield. Maybe Rayleigh is your DH. Certainly are some positives to that. We got to find a third baseman. I think I don't really want to give Rengifo $12 million, though, coming off of this. I think we just let it go. I think we let this happen. Okay, so we have to find a new hitting coach, or excuse me, another first base coach to look at. Let's see. About Tim hires. At least it's positives all the way across. Hopefully we can go ahead and bring him in. Hey, Tim Hires does not want to come here. That's great. Coming off of back-to-back World Series titles, and people don't want to come play for us. You look at Arthur Stevens. Try to give him a good deal and see how that shapes out. Arthur Stevens. So we have our first base coach. Yeah, let's stop simulating. I think we absolutely going to offer Gilbert the qualifying offer at $23.9 million. That would give us a pick back. I don't think I want to do that for Luis Castillo. He wants less money than that. So we're going to offer to Gilbert Arozarena, 23. You're starting to get kind of out of my realm. Okay, let's just see. I think we're good. All right, so before we even start looking at free agents and everything, let's go ahead and do the boring tendering of contracts. This sucks at kind of how slow this is to do all this, but wish there was just like a button strictly to just press it and move along. But yeah, I've been excited. I've really enjoyed playing this series. This is the farthest I've ever gotten in a franchise mode in a single game span. Back when we could carry seasons over, I think I got through like 4 or 5 seasons with the Braves at one point in time, which was really cool. But yeah, I think this is the farthest that I've gotten just strictly playing. And obviously, I'm not playing a ton of the games, but playing a lot of the postseason stuff, or every pitch of the postseason. But really have been enjoying it. I think this has been fun, and this is kind of this is the off season that I was really looking the most forward to, as far as what changes can we make to the team, what excitement can we bring, what new look can we have, what do we decide to do? Do we decide to take Logan Gilbert? Do we decide to do that? Do we decide to bring him back? What else ends up being available? I don't remember, because I know I've looked at kind of what the baseline guys that are supposed to be free agents this year could be, and it does seem like Gilbert is going to probably be the best pitcher on the market. At least from what I remember. I mean, a 92, 93 overall guy is certainly in a really good spot. Golly, this is awful. This is the worst part of this game. It should just be a way to just select all, essentially. But if you are watching this at this point and you've been playing MLB The Show 25, what are your takes on the game in general? I do think this is a franchise that has stagnated to an extent, for sure. Like, the game has just been so good for such a long time that it's been hard for them to kind of level up and make a lot of big changes that I could think would be viewed as as super exciting or groundbreaking. Like, I like what they've done with the free agency in this one. I think they could definitely improve the amount of viable offensive players that you get in particular draft classes. I think that is a massive step that we miss in this game, where pretty much everybody is just, okay, do we want Carlos Vargas, 63 at 28, I'm not renewing him. This is probably the point in time I should be paying a little bit more attention to how much money I'm giving away. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be the biggest thing. Try to make the draft feel a little bit more important, and just make it, I think, a little bit more fun. So we could possibly lose Arroyo, Montez. Right now we have 33 players on the 40-man roster. Montez, I think we're going to time to start his clock. I think it's time to start Arroyo's clock. I think pretty much everybody else I would be okay with. Farmelo, it's not great. The rest of them I would definitely be fine with. So we'll go. Do we want to add? I think you've risked Farmelo. Like, I don't really see him being a player for us in the long term. That's okay. I mean, he's a good defender with decent speed, 23 years old. That would put us at 35 on the 40-man. So, yeah, I think I'm kind of out on that, to be honest with you. I'm good. We'll take our chance with that. Now it's time. Offer arbitration. So, Kirby is looking for 5 years, 170. And I think at this point, they were going to offer Kirby the big money. We're also going to offer him arbitration at, call it 24. Be a good pay raise for him regardless. Brash, we'll just arbitration with him, $6 million. Luke Raley, I'm going to bring him back. He's too valuable because he can play all the outfield spots. He's a good hitter against righties. arbitration for him. We can do to like 900,000. He was fine last year. Burleson's an interesting case because he was not great this in the playoffs, but was really good during the regular season. Arbitration for him. Let's give him like a $2 million raise. It's also nice because it kind of lets me see what the available budget kind of is throughout this as well. Give Snyder a little bit of a raise. Santos has not been amazing. I think he's decent enough though. Ryan Bliss should not be getting much money. Penn Murphy, traded for him. I think offering him arbitration would be good. I think Marlowe, was really good in his 35 games. Obviously, the deep potential, he kind of is what he is as a guy, but a decent enough bat, good discipline. I think we can offer him arbitration for sure. And now that's going to leave us roughly $181 million to play around with here. Let's look at free agency. Positional needs. I mean, for sure, starting pitcher. Guess we'll just do both of those. Third base, and then let's see, what else do we maybe want to add? Left field, just for the Randy Arozarena kind of spot. But yeah, third baseman, starting pitcher, left field, and we definitely want, definitely focused on pitching right now. Take a look and see what we got, though. I think immediately adding back Logan Gilbert is probably a really good idea. Shane McClanahan. All these guys have the qualifying offer. I think adding a lefty here would be absolutely exceptional, to be honest with you. Joe Ryan. Lodolo has been impeccable over the last 2 years here. He is also 30. All these guys are going to be roughly that same age. Lodolo does not have the qualifying offer. Let's add him. He'll be our number one priority guy. Because I wouldn't mind doing something just a little bit different, right? Than strictly Logan Gilbert. We could probably wait on some of these other guys to be a little bit farther down. Oh, not even looking just strictly at pictures. Sorry about that. I'm seeing some weird names here. But you're also probably looking at wanting to get a guy like a Bailey Ober. God, it's just a lot of money. I think we can wait on some of this lower end guys. Let's maybe look Christian Javier, 30 years old. I think I don't want is what are his big things? So okay, so we are a favorite as far as team quality, position competition, no blocks. That's good. Okay, so we can look at both Javier and Lodolo. I really do just want to do something a little different other than just Logan Gilbert. And now let's just take a look. Third baseman. So Alex Bregman, he's 33 years old. Solid last year. Obviously can play third base and play it well. Bryson Stott. And we got some money to throw around. Golly, I keep clicking the wrong thing. What do we have over here at third base? Not a lot. Okay, left field. A little bit of an older group here. Lars Nootbaar, I think, would be maybe kind of interesting. Do I just add Bregman and try to figure out the outfield later? Because I think you could probably get by with guys like Trevor Larnach, you know, waiting a little bit on them, and then you get your chance to take the big swing at a guy like Bregman, who wants 2 years. Had a little bit of regression, but nothing terrible. Hits righties really well. Could kind of fill in that spot at third base for us and be a good defender while doing so, even though he doesn't have a cannon arm. It's been pretty solid. Has not been great. Honest, I think that sounds more exciting than going after Stephen Kwan. Obviously would be a ton of fun as well. Really good defender out in left field. Was bad in season 1, but has been really good the past 2 years. Would be a lefty. I think I would rather kind of add another lefty to the lineup. Let's see. Luis Robert. It's been good in this series, but not spectacular. He's wanting more money than guys like Stephen Kwan. A little bit more. Actually, Stephen Kwan's wanting more years. And then, yeah, this is an older group that could really start regressing at any point in time. To me, this is a massive ordeal that we have over here at third base. To me, this is a bigger thing that I'm trying to deal with. So Paredes he's just not been good. I think we add Bregman. Stott can't play third. Garcia is nothing. Ozzie is only a second baseman. I think we'll add Bregman, and we'll just see what it looks like. If he doesn't really have anything to us, then that is what it is. Yeah, let's slide this in. See what we got: Lodolo, Christian Javier, Alex Bregman. Right now, I have offered arbitration. So what I messed up one time was was all the pitchers. Really messed that up. That was not my relief. My bullpen all of a sudden had nothing. But so I've tendered contracts. And we've offered arbitration to everybody. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving here. Stop simulating. See what this looks like. Logan Gilbert, maybe to the A's. For right now, we're not interested in that. So 69% here for Nick Lodolo. He was lights out for Oakland. 199 innings, 163 strikeouts, at 2.12 ERA, 87 at 30. Let's offer him a contract. I think 4 years. Put it at that 70%. See if we can bring in Nick Lodolo, and we get the 5% motivation boost. We look really good, I think, at landing him. So Bregman has no desire to sign. Okay, Christian Javier is not uber excited about joining us as well. All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll remove Bregman. Now let's go kind of back and just see what we got. It's Ryan McMahon. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm having problems with this name. I read it and it messed me up. Ryan McMahon. Man, he just has not hit. He was dreadful this year. What is he wanting money-wise? That's just not exciting. I've always liked Yohan Moncada. Really like his swing. Let's add Stephen Kwan would be a nice filling in that spot, a lefty at bat. Probably would fill in the spot right that Randy Arozarena had. That would give us Crawford, Kwan, Julio, Raleigh, Lau, that kind of combination. Still got to add like a DH style guy as well, which Winker could do. Kwan wants 5 years. I just worry that like Arozarena is going to end up being like had this fantastic year. If he drops back down to like that 2025 is still within his range of outcomes, and he's 34, he starts really regressing. I keep clicking the wrong buttons. Luis Robert gives us decent speed, a really good defender. He only plays center field. He has no secondary position, so that's pretty much over and done with. About a Lars Nootbaar. A little bit more pop than Kwan. I think would be solid over in left field or right. Ramirez right now is kind of looking like he's going to be in the. We really need a couple of guys out here. What I would like to have is not have, like I could think even Burleson being the DH, Ramirez at first. Maybe taking a look at a couple of these guys. Let's add Stephen Kwan, and we'll see what that looks like. We'll lock this in. Do we want to swap out Christian Javier? Do we want to? Let's just see what it looks like if we were to replace him with another starting pitcher. If we wanted to do like a Manny Ober was really good last year. Sandy Alcantara. I think he's just a little older than what I would like them to be. Let's leave Javier on here right now. He was really bad in 26. Been really good in 2 of the 3 years, though. I think let's lock this in. Go with this. Do a little simulation. I'm expecting us to get Lodolo. Yep. Won't be getting Stephen Kwan. Go ahead with it. Ends up going back to Cleveland. Okay. Logan Gilbert signs with the Red Sox on an 8-year, $251 million contract. So we do not bring back Logan Gilbert, the first domino really falling. Okay. Now we need Lodolo. Felix Bautista. Let's see what we got. Come on, Nick. Bring it to Seattle. We get it done. Nick Lodolo coming over to us, was pitching for the Athletics this past year, the 11th ranked free agent, 87 overall, a 2.12 ERA this year. Excellent. It's huge. Pablo Sandoval. Yeah, sure. We can add him to the big board for right now. So Kwan obviously is already gone. Up to 50% here for Javier. Stats are in a decent spot. The stamina is not great. Been really good 2 out of these 3 years, but that year he was bad. Let's add some players around here. Take a look at Nootbaar. We'll swap up our team needs from come on, left field to right field to try to give ourselves a boost with him. Do I want to go after Pablo? Go after more of like because Wheeler dropped off a ton this year. Although Lopez was really good. Attributes still in a good spot. He's 34, so you're looking at maybe this year, and that's pretty much it. What's the price point on some of these guys, too? I mean, I'd love to bring in McClanahan. Is this a spot that we end up going back over here to like third base, try to figure that out? Ryan McMahon, I mean, the attributes are fine. The vision's a little low, but he is just not hit. He's a really good defender, 33. Let's add him to the list instead of Pablo. I think kind of going after Christian Javier's, I think is kind of what I'm looking at here to help fill in that spot. Because right now we have, with Bryce Miller out, you have, you really just look more for a stopgap, though. Like, is that what I should do? Is maybe go for somebody a little bit older that kind of just fills that spot for a year? At that point in time, do you just go back to Castilla? Right now, you would look at Emerson Hancock, which I have no problem putting Emerson in the bullpen as a lone reliever type. So it's going to be Kirby, Lodolo, Brian Wu, or like the guys that we now have entrenched there. Wu, Lodolo, Hancock, and Kirby, with Miller being out. Also don't want to get put in too big of a situation. We have so much money tied up to these pitchers. I think going after Javier is fine. Then we'll add McMahon. Just hope he has a bounce back year. I mean, if we get, the 761 OPS production from him, hits from the left side, he's not a platoon player. Like, I think this will be fine. I don't know if I necessarily want to give him 2 years, but maybe overpay for 1. Lars wanting 5. How do we feel about that? He's 30. It's been solid. Let's see what we got. So far here, we've gotten Lodolo. Oh, we signed Kirby to the 5-year contract. Did not say anything. We didn't get a notification. So George Kirby does sign his 5-year extension. So now, now with this starting rotation, you have Kirby, Miller, Lodolo, and Wu all locked up now through the next 4 seasons. Yeah, at least that is great. So, yeah, I don't think there's now what we could do is now use somebody, if we can maybe get a Christian Javier. Do you now trade? Because you can always find more pitchers, right? Do you just go trade for a third baseman? Like, what does that look like? Like, if we wanted to go, this would also kind of require me to know exactly how good most of these other teams are right now. Let's just do it this way. It's like it always, if you sign somebody, I would love to have Gary Valencia here, but I think he's going to be like a high upside guy that maybe isn't that great. Is there anybody that's going to show rebuilding? So Sterling there. No third baseman there. Brady House. I mean, he's a young player. Why would you want to trade him? Okay, so not a lot here as far as teams that are truly rebuilding. David Fry was incredible this past season. 31 homers and 917 OPS at 32 years old. I mean, that would be a strong get. Crushes lefties. I don't want to just see what that looks like. And this is without me really digging too deep. Maybe you go after a Kobe Mayo. 26 years old, 4 years of arbitration. Like, what does... Like, for them, I mean, even a Jackson Holiday has not really played. I don't really like where his attributes are. Let's do Kobe Mayo. I think would be a solid bat for us. can we go? Let's say we wanted to trade Valencia for him. So they would be interested in that. He's blocked by Westberg, who's one of the best third basemen in baseball right now. Mayo gives us a guy with good pop, 26 years old. Like, to me, that seems fairly realistic. I mean, he's kind of blocked at that position. He's played. He's largely been their DH, but they could always, do more with Jackson Holiday. We saw Derek Griffin early in his career play a lot. So there are guys here. Like, I don't think that's crazy for them. Let's see. What do they have, like, starting pitching-wise? Valencia would kind of be, he might be a rotation piece for them. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I think if we can bring in a Christian Javier, would really shore up that spot. And then I can maybe go get Kobe Mayo, and then you're not worried about third base. If we wanted to offer him a contract, what would this look like? 4 years at 23. Let's hold off. Let's see. Nope. Good. Nope. Did all that. Pablo Lopez signed with the Giants. William Contreras signs with the Rangers. Okay. See if there's any other massive deals. Let's do free agency. So, yeah, Pablo Lopez, William Contreras, really the only big ones here. Okay. So, we got Christian Javier up to 56%. I have $91 million to spend. Duke Bar, 5 years. 4, that would drop it down. I think let's take a look here at Lars Nootbaar. Send him a contract. Christian Javier, with the thoughts being that we could then trade for a Kobe Mayo to play third base for us. We're going to offer those two for the first contract that he's gotten, so then we're going to hold off on McMahon there. Lars Nootbaar, I'm guessing this means he is not signing. He's brought in, so 5 years, $15 million to Lars Nootbaar, a 30-year-old that I think is going to age well for us. Obviously not a standout player. He can move over to left field. Ramirez right now would then be over at contract decision here. Javier, what are we thinking here? I think he's going to sign. They were going to go 3 for 3 on our contracts. We are. Christian Javier. All right. So now the rotation is pretty well set for the foreseeable future. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. All right. So now, should bring a lot of these guys back. So kind of just take a look at what this lineup looks like now. This is going to be my DH spot. Let's just kind of fill it in for right this second. Ryan Blissett third. This would be, I need to bring Ramirez, I think, back up. None of this really matters right this exact second. So the rotation. I think this would be the rotation right now. Kirby, Lodolo, Wu, Javier, Hancock. Okay. We have got, when it comes to our pitching potential guys, you got Valencia, who's pretty close. Like, probably needs to be on a major league roster right now. Jason Farley. Like Giordano is pretty close. Eddie Matos is relatively close. So I think I'm okay sending a guy that's a top 5 prospect in all of baseball, was this entire past year, to go fill in this spot at third base because this lineup is pretty well rounded. Let's put Ramirez in there. Be rarely here, and obviously this is not any kind of final thing. Just want to kind of take a look at this. So I think you could still look at, I think we'd be okay with like either one of these guys playing first. Maybe we take a look at another like 1-year rental bat kind of guy. But yeah, this would be a pretty solid lineup here. With a guy like Kobe Mayo especially. I think we're going to make the trade. I think we offer. Let's just take another glance at other third basemen, see if there's something that really makes sense. Makes more sense. I think that makes a ton of sense myself. Like, obviously, getting a David Fry. He's got 1 more year. Team control. Really good this past year. It was good the year before. I think that could make some sense. What do they have along their pitching staff? They got some upside guys kind of all in that same realm. Okay. I just think that Kobe Mayo would be fun too. I think that'd be a fun player to go get. There's nothing else really overly stands out here. Ryan Hayes, I mean, what does he hit like? Not great. I think Kobe Mayo. Now I can't even trade for him. Okay. Okay. I think that's what we're going to do, though. I really do. Instead of going after McMahon. I mean, it doesn't look like anybody's really going after him. Is there Adley Rushman is now available? Okay. Is there a bat, like a 1-year rental type, to maybe DH for us? And remember, for like guys like Castellanos, like I kept his regression from being crazy because he had a good year. I think he was one of the guys I do. But like, if we have a guy, if we sign Castellanos, he has a great year. I'm not going to let him be just awful, at the same time. I think going after just a guy like Winker, bringing him back, we know what he's going to give us as a DH type for like a 1-year deal, I think is fine. I think we're just going to roll with this. Oh, actually, we can go ahead and offer him. I just know what I'm getting in Winker. It may not be amazing. It's a very good player. Great on-base guy. Pretty much a DH only. Can like spot play every now and then maybe. See if he's 33. 1-year deal for Garcia. He's got a great arm. It's not great at the plate this year. Castellanos has been really good in this series, coming off his best year of the series as well. Let's see. Gurriel, good defender, mashes lefties, really solid. Man, Bregman should have wanted to play for us a little bit more, my guy. I mean, do you try to bring in a guy like Bryson Stott while we have money available? You know, do you try to just do that? Try to bring in a young guy that can play second. Brandon Lau then goes to DH. Maybe something like that. I don't think that's realistic necessarily. I think Castellanos makes more sense as a one-year rental. Let's do Winker. Offer him a one-year deal. $14 million. I think that's more than plenty fine for him. Signing will include. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. Now we're basically just waiting until we can get to a spot. As Winker does sign, he comes back. So that fills in our DH spot. I'm good on McMahon. I'm going to take a chance. Signs with the Marlins. Shane McClanahan ends up going to the Mets. Mackenzie Gore to the Angels. Okay, so our division is certainly getting a little bit better. I have more pitching. Because, like, you get past this year, my pitching staff is loaded. Could bring back a Rosarena. Well, I guess there's no reason to really. All right, let's just lock this in. Let's take a look at this. God dang it. All right, so yeah, I think this is most of the same. Obviously, going to try to go trade for Mayo. I think makes a lot of sense, right as he's about to get more expensive as a DH guy that's not playing a ton for the Orioles. I do think that does make sense. Can we trade for him now at this point? We cannot. Okay. That's pretty much the next splash. I'm gonna go get Kobe Mayo. I might throw in a little sweetener on top of Valencia, but just something. But yeah. All right, come on. So the Angels move up 5 spots. The Nationals move up 6. Nobody with major tumbles, but the Angels are going to have the number 1 overall pick. We're, of course, picking at pick 30 again. It's super exciting. So Rosarena signs with the Tigers. Seiya Suzuki signs with the Rays. Camilo Duvall with the Cardinals. Bryson Stott signs with Cleveland. Okay. Our bullpen now would be, yeah, I think I like that rotation where it's at. Kind of trust that Emerson Hancock's going to be fine. And you'll have a big 5 starting next year. These guys with some age, Woo's up at 28. Miller's, I think, is going to be 30. Javier is 30. Lodolo is 30. Kirby is 30. Bullpen's in a good spot, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need one more guy in the bullpen. Luke Weaver, okay. Motivation to sign. Let's add him to the big board. Let's take a look. Luke Weaver. Right now. 1 year, $5 million, 34 years old. They're really good in this series. That would give us 8 arms in the bullpen. Yeah, I think I'm good with that. Yes, I know. Competitive balance. We're a team that's winning a World Series. I don't really care about paying for the competitive balance. Now, as I'm looking at relief pitchers. We have no relievers in the bullpen again. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand. I did this again. Like, I offered contracts to everybody. Why are we not? How many people do I have? So, like in single A, 1, 2, decent little size there. Okay. Just a ton of starting pitchers, kind of making up my bullpens. Okay. Like, is that what this looks like? We got 30 starting pitchers. I have. See about just adding a couple of lower end relievers here. Like, I don't think I'm missing something there, but it sure seems like I am not doing something right when it comes to these relief pitchers. At least add a couple. Seems like I've done this every year, though. Obviously, knowing that a lot of my, bullpens are going to come from these starters. So maybe this ends up not being a big deal, but at least go ahead and get ahead of some maybe some signings that we have to do otherwise. But yeah, I think we're going to try to add Luke Weaver here. Give us another spot we feel really good about out of the bullpen. I think that makes a lot of sense. Go to the draft. See if we get anybody picked from us. So far, so good. Not even going to look. All right, so we keep Carmelo. Good to go. Edwin Diaz signs with the Diamondbacks. Okay. Adley Rushman to the Tigers. 6-year deal for relatively cheap. Luke Weaver comes on. We got another good piece there in the bullpen. I feel really good about where this team is again. Like, I'd be pretty well shocked if this was not the best team in baseball yet again. I'm assuming that we still cannot try to make this trade for Mayo. We cannot. Okay. I think I'm good. Let's just go ahead and simulate the arbitration hearings. Justin Steele to the Red Sox. Big 3-year deal. Okay. Joe Ryan over to Cincinnati. All right. So Brash signs, Marlowe signs. Burleson got a big pay raise there. It's not great. Murphy, Santos, Rayleigh sign with us there. Kobe Mayo still cannot trade for him. Okay. All right, so the last day when it comes to this, I should now be able to trade for Kobe Mayo at $3 million. I can give them Gary Valencia, and they're definitely interested in that deal. He's one of the top pitching prospects in all of baseball. Looks like a guy that is probably in their rotation to start the year, honestly. We just have a logjam there at the top now as far as future seasons. I mean, it would take people getting hurt, and we got other guys that I think can fill his spot. And it gives them potentially another rotation piece. Mayo is not the starter at third. They can probably get Jackson Holiday some at-bats finally. Yeah, I mean, to me, this makes sense. Maybe tack on like a, I don't know how much they care about Riley Adams. Well, Riley Adams really hit the ball. Gives them another catcher type. I think we're fine. I think the best pitching prospect in baseball for Kobe Mayo, to me, does make sense. I mean, Kobe's 26 years old. He's 79 overall. I think the bat's in a pretty decent spot. Had a good year last year. I think let's roll with it. All right. Let's made the trade. We now have Kobe Mayo also on this roster. Going to be playing a little third base for us. Got to completely redo a lot of this stuff now again, so bear with me here for a second. Obviously, none of this really matters again right this exact second. Winter in there, here. Put Burleson at first there. Ramirez playing right field. But yeah, right now I really like this team. I think we built another really good one. Let's get to spring training. Gary Valencia, there's the trade that comes through. And now, take a look at the top prospects, where Jason Farley is obviously way up there at the top. Gary Valencia, though, a top 10 prospect. Looks like he's going to be starting at AAA. I haven't added him to the 40-man. Should be a rotation piece for them either at some point this year, somewhere down the line. We look at our top 20 prospects. Damon Hands, a guy that we drafted in the first round this past year, 65, lefty. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to like. We had room to give him away. Obviously, it's not my favorite thing to do was to give Valencia away. But right now, we're the third best team in baseball. 20th in contact, third in power. Ooh, I need to do how can I do your settings? Mode specific. I need to figure out how to do that thing. So I'll look up how to do that, and then that'll leave us Bryce Miller, shut him down for the year. So it could be a bit of a step back from the pitching staff this year, but bringing in Nick Lodolo, Christian Javier, bringing in Javier kind of allowed us to play around and get trading for Kobe Mayo. I think it's going to be a really, really big deal for us. Signed Lars Nootbaar. We brought back Jesse Winker on a one-year deal. We spent a lot of money. We got a lot of money, so it's not the end of the world for sure. Yeah, $300 million. When you win, you can kind of do this, I guess. But yeah, I think we're in a good spot. It's a team that probably does need to stay healthy, but I mean, I think this has a chance to be one of the best offenses in all of baseball. And even without Bryce Miller, I truly think you're looking at, one of the best starting rotations in baseball as well. But we are going to add that injury to Miller. Have to deal with what we deal with. But, yeah, that'll be it for today. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Check out my Purdue Boilermakers Dynasty on College Football 26. And, yeah, until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. And peace.